Edgar Berlanga also takes a dive, which was shocking, but looking at the signs, not really. Who's his promoter? I don't know, is it Oscar De La Hoya? Why was he so mad at Oscar? Oscar's job is to get you that money, right? So if you were to accept that money, guess what? There's a requirement. There's a job to do. That job is for you to not even try against Hamza Shiraz. I said Ed Sheeran, right? You take both guys' names and it becomes Ed Sheeran. But when you're looking at Berlanga, there were moments within that 5 rounds of doing nothing where Berlanga was in his range, the position that he likes to throw punches, and he didn't, right? And there were some times where the shot was right there and he looped it to the outside, a looping slap, when we've seen that he can tighten up his punches too, right? And it was just, as someone who was watching it with me said, quote, verbatim, "Hey, did you think Berlanga tried?" And I said, no. And he said, yeah, me neither. I'm sick of this fucking shit. This is why I don't watch boxing anymore. So there you go. The issue with this is that once you have it all, is it even about boxing or is it about boy toys, right? Because let's say you have your stable of fighters that you really liked, you put them up against each other, you found out who the winner was, and now you're bored. There's no build up, there's no nothing left. What now? You still have to make the fights, right? Because you've said that you were invested in the sport, but there are no big fights that you can make. You know what I'm saying? And which leads to a bunch of problems like building up a fighter and then putting building the build up, right? You can't just take a guy who's 12-0 and then try to make him fight a championship fight or whatever it is. You still have to build him up, match make, all of this stuff. And we saw it with the last few shows from DAZN, aka Turki Al Sheikh, who they've inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame prematurely just because he was able to get that heavyweight 4-belt undisputed thing going, which when you're talking about Usyk Dubois might look like it might be a rigged one where storylines and all of this such stuff, bringing back in Max Kellerman, who I actually saw on YouTube do an interview of him talking about the story of the fight and how to build a story and all of this stuff, right? So how many of you guys were entertained by Jim Lampley's comeback onto the big screen? He was the biggest shill out of the whole thing, right? And it's just like I said many times, there was a reason why HBO died. That commentary for the last 2 or 3 years of HBO boxing was terrible. They were just the worst, right? Hard to say, they were all pretty bad, but they were shilling really bad to the point where they all got fired and nobody wanted them back because they weren't giving an actual honest opinion. Going with Jim Lampley talking about, oh yeah, I don't remember Shakur punching this hard, right? Or something like that. He's like, he hits a little bit harder than I thought he did, or than what I remembered, or something like that. Revealing to the point that he remembered Shakur being a pillow puncher, which didn't change at all. He was just spinning the narrative, right? Which, when you're looking at that weird swap, Sergio Mora, knowing he was going to get swapped, started getting very vocal and very even extra shilling during that, what was it, Subriel Matias versus Alberto Puello fight. I thought Puello won. Yada yada yada. trying to do extra, knowing that he was second rate shilling to Jim Lampley, right? Which shows you who is at the top of shilling. It's Jim Lampley, right? Which, like I said, I don't miss HBO boxing commentary at all. Some people get overly nostalgic that they forgot how bad it was once PBC left Golden Boy, right? So, hold on. Oh, I was about to burp, but it's not coming out. And then Berlanga being mad at Oscar. I think I already just went through this because he knew he had to take the dive, right? So, even William Zepeda, some of those punches were just complete bullshit. He forgot how to fight overnight. He was literally slapping the dude's elbows with, the palm of his hand, like, slap. I think even at one point where he got hit and he accidentally retaliated with a semi-hard punch based on instinct, and he went back to the corner, and the corner man said, "Hey, what are you doing?" No, just hit his gloves. Right, which when you're looking at Zepeda's performance, he didn't even try to throw a single hard punch or even have any conviction on his punches or even had the eye of the tiger, right? He was walking out that thing. He just had this weird smirk. It was really weird. There was nothing there, right? The guy was just there to just slap box. And he won 12 rounds to 0 slap boxing, which was sad. And I said it was nearly 100% fixed. It was 100% fixed. There was no extra percentage, not even a freaking nano percentage to even give. It was a 100% fix. And Zepeda still won the slap boxing match. So I mean, what can you say, man? Like, besides hearing someone say, I am fucking sick of this shit. This is why I don't watch boxing anymore. I mean, shit, what can you do, right? And then on top of that, they're trying to sell Usyk Dubois, which there is no hype for this one. It seems as though people deep down on the inside know that something shady is bound to happen or whatever, just to mix things up, right? Because at the end of the day, it's entertainment value and business and all of this stuff before the sport. But weren't you trying to fix the sport or whatever it was? Quote, fix, unquote. But hard to say, right? I think people just made that up, right? I don't think anybody said anything about fixing the sport or whatever it is, like enforcing the scoring criteria and all of this other stuff. It's BS. And I knew this one was BS. Interestingly enough, the only fight that I was interested in was Pacquiao versus Barrios. Even more so than Usyk versus Dubois. One, because of those. There's just something shadowy about Usyk Dubois, right? Like, Usyk better be on his A game, and he better not even give a hint of him being hurt. Thanks for watching.